Welcome back. Leader of the People's Progress Party, Ben Micah, has blamed the government for not telling the truth about issues affecting the nation. He made this known in a media conference held in Port Moresby right after Parliament adjourned. Raymond Guineo reports.
Right after the Parliament was adjourned to 2nd August, the opposition held a media conference. In the conference, the founding Prime Minister and ECB Governor, Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare and Sir Julius Chen, including other opposition MPs, came together to raise their concerns over the vote of no confidence today. Being vocal and debated over the vote of no confidence was the leader of People's Progress Party, Ben Micah. Mr. Micah claimed the government, especially the Prime Minister, is not telling the truth about the issues currently facing the country.
I left them because the Prime Minister continues to run away. I am the only minister who has the guts to tell him the truth. And because he doesn't like the truth, he goes around and tries to create another story to avoid addressing the real issues. The government is collapsing around him. The ministers know it. The public servants know it. The business community knows it. Our multilateral aid partners know it. The people are protesting because they know there is something wrong.
He was responding to Finance Minister James Marape, who supported Prime Minister Peter O'Neill during the debate for a vote of no confidence. Joining the opposition, Sir Michael believed the government is not running the country's economic well. He said the electorates have not yet received their DSIP and PSIP, and one of them is ECB province.
I cannot understand why we have not been paid the money, and we cannot even have a supplementary budget passed in the Parliament. I just don't understand.
I had to crawl when he was Prime Minister. I had to crawl to borrow money, just 5 million. I had to crawl to Australia just to get 120 million for our independence budget. And we survived 40 years of independence. Now with all the resources available, he is now trying to tell me whether we know the circumstances. I don't know.
That's right.
I really don't know why we cannot sustain now.
Meanwhile, opposition told NBC National News that they were not given enough time to debate properly on the vote of no confidence against the Prime Minister. However, the war is over and comes 2017 general elections. This is the time that the people will decide on the ballot papers. Raymond Guineo, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
The public have different views on what had transpired on the floor of Parliament today. NBC National News talked to some members of the public on what they think about the special session. Jacqueline Yala with this report.
The special Parliament session today attracted members of the public. They stood in queue outside to enter the Parliament to watch the session. Some they watched and listened to on television and national radio. Those who witnessed this morning's session have different views, but one says much time should have been given by the Speaker for debates before the vote.
Speaker been talk all but debate like before but goal for vote of no confidence. But Speaker been namas katim out talk lang like na puting goal vote of no confidence. That's why Belden been talk plenty lot this.
Their expectations were not met.
I'm all expecting this the government now but change.
However, others say the opposition cannot do much now, but wait for next year's general elections.
Thinking na power station to miplo line now.
So now government simbek na. I'm right. I'm playing big man so miplo wait patient long. It's like 9 months.
They must go MPs law come in.
The government was also praised for its success.
Pangkeo apacaso saya dia belah tu pionelia. True man. Milugim. Ibu belah tu na minulugim live lemi samla something mau nubla something. Milim life le mi o se me good la man. Enta son.
Mi ama master site where mi stop inside minister. Go plus Larry mem running the country register how many months left here.
Jacqueline Yala, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Away from Parliament, the newly elected member for South Bougainville, Timothy Masiu, has bigger plans for his electorate and the autonomous region of Bougainville. Despite a short term to accomplish his visions, Timothy Masiu is confident in achieving at least some of his goals before the 2017 general election. Mr. Masiu was sworn into office yesterday at the Parliament House by the Speaker of Parliament, Theos Renoir. Esther Bralinwani reports.
Mr. Masiu pointed out during an exclusive interview yesterday with NBC National News that he does not have enough time to implement all his plans for his electorate. That's because the 2017 general election is less than a year away from now. But Mr. Masiu said his priority is to put the important things in place. High on his agenda is the road construction, medical supplies to aid posts, and improving communication links.
Just looking at this short period of time, I'm thinking that the roads are so important. Also, medical supplies to equip all our aid posts and hospital and also the health centers. We need to start looking at that. Like I said, it's a short period of time. I'm also trying to look at improving communication links in South Bougainville.
The new MP is grateful to the government who has contracted a company to construct the feeder roads.
Thankful to the national government because our main trunk road from Toimanapu to Buin, which is about 50 kilometers, contract has been given to a company, and they haven't actually started yet, but they are waiting. They have mobilized, all their equipments are on the ground. That's Quebec, and they're just waiting for more funding from the government.
Mr. Masiu, who comes into Parliament at a very challenging time, revealed the construction of roads is his main focus. That's because roads open doors to other vital services.
In a time where the economy is so bad, the country does not have that money that it needs to push forward.
Esther Bralinwani, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Meanwhile, Mr. Masiu has appealed to the national government to release the DSIP funds belonging to his people on a timely basis, so that much-needed basic services can be delivered to the people, especially in rural areas. He highlighted that the people of South Bougainville are still struggling to access basic services. And during his short term as MP, he would like to make a difference in the lives of his people.
Of this vote of no confidence, I appeal to the national government to allow South Bougainville DSIP to be drawn out. The money belongs to the people, it doesn't belong to me, and it doesn't belong to anyone. Under the Constitution, the people have the right to receive assistance from the government, and of course services from the government. That funding should be given to every member of Parliament, despite where they stand in terms of the vote of no confidence.
Normal classes for schools in the nation's capital were disrupted today due to the vote of no confidence in Parliament. This is part of the precautionary measures taken by the school's management. Some parents also stopped their children from going to school today. Kevin Dayonga reports.
Schools in the nation's capital were prematurely suspended today. This is part of their precautionary risk management plans. Head teacher of one of the biggest schools in NCD, the Ward Strip Demonstration School, says the school administration didn't want to be liable should any inconveniences arise within the motion of no confidence today.
The safety of the children is paramount to us. Therefore, our arrangement yesterday was for the children to stay on until 12 and we suspend. So I called for an immediate assembly this morning, a general assembly of the children, and told them we're sorry, we can't do much now. The first thing, go inside your classes and take some take-home assignments and homework, and then make your way home when the traffic is still on.
Another teacher from Wall Street demonstration says most parents didn't allow their kids to attend classes.
Only few students turn up to school. Parents parents, they make their own decision, and most parents, they kept their own children home. Each time crisis happened, children are burdened. We are the ones who are, the recipients are the children, and they suffer those consequences, maybe of the government. For example, the university strike, this kind of a thing. So we really suffer. How many days we lost, that all counts up to missing of lessons, and one day it's a lot of lessons.
Other schools have followed suit and have suspended classes around lunchtime. Meantime, business was slow in the morning, with major shopping centers quite deserted. Shops were open, but major precautions were taken. Kevin Dayanga, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Stay with us on NBC National News.